You're listening to the Jonker Talk podcast. This podcast is brought to you by MC242 IPR MSA UITM Malacca chapter as an assignment for PRO549. Remember, Jonker Walk is a place, Jonker Talk is us.
Hello, and hi everyone. Welcome back to our podcast for today. And with me, Aiza Nabila. And hope you guys are doing very well today. And as usual, for this week, we are going to discuss about a very interesting and hot topic as usual. Okay, but today, guys, I'm not alone, okay? I'm with one of IPRMSA UITM Malacca chapter members, Danisa Humaira. Alright, okay, so welcome to our podcast, guys. Okay, please introduce yourself.
Hey, hi, hello everyone. I'm Dani Samara. I'm actually currently semester 4 student at UITM Alugaja. So Azian, thank you for inviting me. Actually, one of the fans of your podcast.
Oh my
Every
god.
single week without miss, I heard your podcast.
Alright, thank you so much, guys. I have a pen here. Okay, just kidding. Alright, okay, so guys, without further ado, let's start our podcast with our topic for this week, which is Eduvision, Achieve Better Education.
Wow.
Okay guys, so for today we are going to discuss about MDG2, which is to achieve universal primary education.
For me, in my personal opinion, I do believe that education is very, very important. It's not just for a person, but for a country or even for our nation as well. So I think, Kidanisa, my very first question for you: did you think that education is important?
Yes, my answer is yes. I do believe education is very important because with education it
Mhm.
differentiates someone personality, how they communicate, how they dress up, how they bring themselves with the society, how they blend in with the society. So I
Mhm.
think education is the key how someone bring themselves show their self.
Mm-mm. I do agree with you. I strongly believe that when the person is really value the education itself, they can go anywhere
Yeah.
with their semester. So I think that was a really good one. So thank you, Denisa, for the opinion. Okay, so okay, Denisa, as in we are focusing on our education, I just remember on the latest issue that has occurred, I think 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It is very crucial thing, which is about PISA result. Okay, PISA is okay for those our listeners or audience that didn't know what is PISA. PISA is known as Program for International Student Assessment, which is evaluate the competencies of 15-year-old students in math, reading, and science, focusing on their ability to solve intricate problems, think critically, and communicate effectively. And all these assessment, Danisa, just for your
Mm-hmm.
information, provide valuable insight into the effectiveness of education system in preparing students for real-world challenge and future achievement. And the
Wow.
most important thing is Malaysia joined PISA for the first time in 2010. And this all make allowing policymakers and educators to glean valuable lesson from other countries' strategies and approaches through international
It's already 10
comparison.
years.
Yes, already 10 years.
Okay, so as you said about PISA, I think that's
Mhm.
one of good things to measure the level of education in Malaysia. And thanks to government because they implement the PISA into our system. But since you mentioned about PISA, Aizan, I think we should give it an applause from Malaysia government, especially our Minister of Education, Padna Sidik, that she mentioned that were 10 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, we were in the bottom third in the ranking of education system at international level through PISA. However, through dedicated effort and collaborative initiative under MEB, or we call Major Educational Blueprint,
Yes.
Malaysia has now successfully exited this group, making a significant achievement. So I think that a very amazing work from the
Yes,
government.
yes. I would say that was a very good achievement on how to exit the bottom three It was very hard.
Yeah.
But Malaysia government managed to do that with by time to time. So I think that was a very good one. So today guys, we are not only focusing on how PISA results, but we want to discuss more on how initiative of Malaysia government as in to achieve better education, especially after COVID-19 pandemic. Okay. So Danisa, we made our research. Okay.
Okay,
So,
okay.
okay, one of the initiatives that are made by our government are the National Education Blueprint, which is a roadmap for Malaysia education system, which is MEB, aim to improve quality, accessibility and relevance. And Malaysia's Education Blueprint 2013 and 2025, now in its 10th edition, looks back on
Wow.
10 years of transformation effort, addressing implementation issues and recognizing achievement. So basically, MEB is a guideline for a government to achieve better quality education from time to time.
That's so mind blowing.
Yes.
I want to add a little bit. Yes, our Minister of Education, are
Mhm.
reviewing it every year, if I'm not mistaken, and measure it as at least a very little improvement. So maybe it's where we use as a guideline to improve from the time to time with those period of time. So I think that was so good initiative and move from our government as well. As in, NEB has 11 shifts to transform the system where all these initiatives were thus sequenced to evolve the in complexity as the capabilities and capacity of ministerial officers, teachers, and school leaders were developed. I would like to address two lah. One of them is to ensure every child is provisioned in Bahasa Malaysia and English language and encouraged to learn additional language. And the second one, leverage ICT to scale out quality learning across Malaysia. So for this, the first one is encourage every child to learn additional language by 2025. I think that was very good movement since now the English is very important. When we go to overseas also we need to fluent in English. So to communicate, to understand, at least everyone should have a basic English and also not to forget our Bahasa Malaysia. When we can speak English or know English, it's actually life changing. We can work at other country. We can speak with other society as well.
Yes, yes, yes. I could agree more with you. And but however, I want to tell you guys one story. Okay, I used to study MRSM. Okay. Okay.
MRSM student.
Okay, so most of the students there can speak English, since we required to at least know or have some basic skill in speak English. But I have one interesting story like I want to share with you guys that back in MRSM days we used to have English speaking corner. So whenever we walk past by the corner, we have to speak English. So it's quite intimidating. And there's one day in a week where we have to
Speak. Public speaking.
yes, public speaking. Public
I
speaking.
can relate with you.
Okay, we have to do public speaking. So that is the most what people say
Horror time.
horror time for the student because most of them are not want
Fluent
to
English.
yes fluent and don't want to speak English as well. So I think that was the most
Memorable.
interesting. So but just like you also mentioned about the other shift, which is maybe you would like to explain or
Oh,
give your
yes,
thought.
yes, yes, yes. The other one, I still remember, leverage ICT to scale up quality learning across Malaysia, which is maximize use of ICT to for distant and self-paced learning to expand access to high quality teaching regardless of location or student skill level. For example, like online learning, we use Google Meet and Microsoft Teams. I'm so interested in this because nowadays after COVID-19, I will say technology is our lifesaver. ICT is a life changer for us, especially in education sector. Hence, that's why we have achieved so many things throughout this digitalization era. Somehow, our government Ministry of Education has did her best with so many initiatives by helping the teachers, the students, throughout the way. Beasiswa also has been given away to all the students who do not have access for the Google Meet and online learning. So they give the free laptop for the B40s and many more. If I ask to mention a lot.
Yes, yes. I was interested that you mentioned about parentheses. So I think that was a very good move from the government as well, because parentheses is a life changing, that giving free device to the student and for the tablet for student to use for online class. I think that was very good. It was
To
very
be
good.
frank, I'm using Beasiswa right now.
Yes, me too. I also got a parentheses. So guys, if you have parentheses, so use it wisely, okay? Use it wisely.
True.
Alright, okay. So, by the way, that shows on how dedicated our government are when they are planning to give more initiative in terms of ICT. Even during that, many rural areas can have network coverage to make sure all students can get the internet to use them during online classes. Can.
Yes, absolutely. And even education nowadays are using digital tools and technology to enhance and expand the quality of learning experiences across Malaysia, Aryan. Shout out to all the educators out there that still can explore all the digital tools to be used to teach us as a student. And I think that one of the best and important things.
Yep, I agree. Because I still remember during online classes, I am so amazed when my lecturer used whiteboard on Google Meet. I think that was very interesting, because can you imagine, we used to write physically on the whiteboard, but now I can see the pen is the cursor is moving, but the marker is not there. So,
You cannot see the hand.
yes, I can see the hand. Okay. So from this, we can see that Malaysia has implemented numerous initiatives to assist students with disabilities through the use of assistive technology. And as for me, Malaysia is actively using technology to enhance education and focusing on improving quality, expanding access to resources, fostering digital literacy, and also preparing students for the future. So what's your thought about this?
Like you mentioned about that, as you mentioned just now about educators have more advanced and fully utilize the technology, like your lecturer and my lecturer. Hence, by releasing comprehensive guidelines outlining this kind of technology to be used, the Ministry of Education have proactively supported the special needs school. According to the Ministry of Education, in 2023, if I'm not mistaken, for the educators and administrators looking to ensure inclusive and productive learning environments. These guidelines are actually invaluable resource. As well, one of the guidelines are given interactive whiteboard, which is during virtually we also can make the learning be more interesting.
Oh, what interactive whiteboard? Okay, I used to hear blackboard and whiteboard, but okay, this is my first time, so maybe you can explain more.
Okay. Interactive whiteboards are recommended to enhance teaching session by making them dynamic and interactive. They allow the educator to create visually appealing lesson with multi-component and interactive exercise, catering to different learning preference and skill level. It show how advanced they are, to make sure we achieve the better education system in Asia.
Yes, and initiative, which is they have five pillars of the Ministry of Education in 2024. And the first one are they are focusing on equal education access. So back to our Malaysia education blueprint that we are discussing just now. Okay, the main objective are to make sure everyone get the education despite the income and other problems.
Wow.
Okay, and same goes to this one pillar, since our minister of education suggesting that they aims to decrease the student dropout rates and provide fair education access to marginalized group like people with disabilities, B40, orang asli, and undocumented children.
That's great.
Yes, yes. And this effort is a crucial step in tackling the poverty crisis with a focus on addressing multidimensional poverty among students.
Oh, yes. I would like to add that even the government has expanded existence under the Poor Student Trust Fund to include students up to the third grade from previous first grade. The change benefit 1 million students with allocate 150,000 million if I'm
Wow.
not mistaken.
That's a lot. That's
huge
a lot.
amount, right?
Mm.
Additionally, the government is providing 150 to students to ensuring the indigenous community living to remote areas have the access to the education, which is I think this is the best because everyone deserves to have the better education.
So, that's how dedicate in helping and achieve better education system. Hence, related to second pillars, which is expansion of STEM and TVET education policy.
Mhm.
And the Ministry of Education also has strategically taken steps to enhance STEM and boost participation in this field to a range of initiatives. I have my personal experience about this.
Wow.
When my friend used to take a TVET course back then, after Form 4, we finished the what we call on our batch PT3. Okay.
Yeah.
When we finish with PT3, so we can choose what major we want to pursue. So he went to the TVET. So now at the age of 23, he's already working with one of Petronas company.
I salute
Yes.
him or her.
Him.
Salute him. Yeah. Even this system are very important because TVET now are high demand. So when government have this specific initiative for TVET, I actually support 100% or even 200%. Even with the pillars are also focusing on the growth of teachers of TVET to ensure the quality of teacher as well. So being a teacher is not that easy,
Yeah.
Azia.
That's how this Madani Education 2024 has focused with the very details and look the problem from the roots. Which is that is so amazing. Okay. So for the Madani Education 3, which is improvement of English language education quality, as we discussed just now during the MEB, they also have the professional upskilling for English language teacher. So that's mean
Okay, what's that?
that mean the program is helping the teachers to have the standardized standard for them so that if the teacher reach that certain standard, that mean they was good and they can teach the student back.
They have the credibility.
Yes, they have the credibility.
Is it right? Like muet?
Yes.
Muet,
But in a
Different way.
different way. So next, for the education part, which is building a digital education ecosystem that also we mentioned just now.
Oh, I just remember. Since we just mentioned about building a digital education ecosystem, Ministry of Education has launched Digital Education Policy (DPD) to support its digitalization agenda, including the Digital Education Learning Initiative, DELIMA. DELIMA actually provide access to artificial intelligence resource like BRAD and Perplexity. If I mispronounce, I'm not sure.
Perplexity. Yes.
Cool. KPM is enhancing the dilemma with AI-based data analysis for more comprehensive educational experience, I guess.
I think that was a very good move from our government. But somehow, I think that the last pillar of Madani education are Malaysia Madani aspiration, where this initiative introduced Madani Speech and Education Minister Cup debate and all this event with one motive, which is to provide a platform for young people to voice their views and aspiration, reflecting Malaysia Madani aspiration. So, aligned with that, I think with all that mean that we are very harmony, open for discussion, recommendation, and any suggestion to improve better education quality. So, I think Danisa, before we wrap up the podcast session, maybe I think based on our discussion, it shows on how actually Malaysians are trying very best to achieve better quality education. So I think that was very amazing from our government as well, and I think maybe we can give the credit and thank them for all the initiative as well. So maybe before we wrap up the podcast session, so maybe what's your last few words to our audience out there? Any advice or anything you want to share?
So, I would say that a lot of initiative from the government give to the society or specifically for the student and teachers. So as a student, I think we should use all the initiative wisely, and we should take serious in education, not for only for ourselves, but for our family, and also given back to the government. So I think, I said, education is important. So never settle less for our education.
I love your last word. So thank you so much, Danisa. I really hope all the listeners could gain something and appreciate the ways and initiative that made by our government. Okay, I think that's all for today's episode of Eduvision. Join us next time as we continue to explore Malaysia's journey towards better education. Remember, education is not just about learning; it's about shaping the future. Thank you guys for tuning, and thank you, Danisa, for joining us.
Thank you so much, Azian. Bye bye.
Bye. See ya.